Hey everyone, Jordan Butt here with Rokstaff, and I just got back from a 4-day Colorado mule deer high country scouting trip, and I took the Kifaru Muskeg 2800 bag, and I kind of wanted to go through what I took in it. One little note, I have 4 days worth of food in here. I didn't take 4 days worth of food in with me every time. I'd basically take 2 because I would go in and then stay one night, evening and a morning, and then I'd come out and then I'd kind of move a little bit and go into another area and grab another day's worth of food at the vehicle. But this will give you a pretty decent idea kind of how I had it set up and how much this bag will hold. So this is the Muskeg. It's the 2800. It's the small basically. They also make the 5000 and the 7000. And I added the OGL Lid from Kifaru. It's not in their X-Pack material, it's just their Cordura, and then the medium belt pocket on the back. But other than that, I got along with it well. If you don't mind strapping some stuff to the outside, you can fit a lot inside here. I personally don't think I could do a hunt with it just because of the other extra things you have to bring and then packing an animal out. But that being said, if you like a smaller bag, there is the sewn-in meat shelf is in all of the Muskeg bags, so you can put meat or whatever else in between the bag and the frame, and you can pack out a lot like that. I'm personally going to use this for like the shorter scouting trips and things of that nature, just backcountry camping trips, things where I'm not hunting, or like for day hunts. I really like the X-Pack material because we film a lot, so I can put camera gear and stuff in there, and if it kind of starts to drizzle, not worry as much about it as I did when everything was just Cordura. Although even then I never had a problem. But so just kind of diving in, I guess how I have it. I have my pistol. It's just a Glock 20 short frame. I go by myself all the time, and so it's more of just a comfort item for me. Probably don't need it, especially like in Colorado, but I always carry it in bear country in Wyoming. So going over the lid, I've gotten a lot of questions on the OGL lid versus the guide lid. They're just a little bit different. I mean, I think footprint wise, the OGL is a little bit bigger versus the other guide lid, but I like to be able to kind of take things out and organize them a little bit better than just throw them all in one. But I know there's some guys that are like sheep guides, and they like the guide lid because they can shove everything in there. They don't care about sifting through it. It's kind of all just personal preference, really. So in the back here, there's just basically a flat pocket. I put my map back here at one point, and then I've actually moved my map to another spot when the bag is full. But here in the top, I basically just take like a day's worth of food, like snacks and stuff like that in there, and then I would put my camera, which I'm using right now, but it's a Sony A7 S2 with a 24-70 lens on it. So it's about, there's plenty of room for it and my food and like any other little things that I would pitch in there. Sometimes I'll pitch my phone in there. So room for that. And then on this side, I carry the head to my tripod. If I'm moving a lot, I'll just keep the head on it. But it is an outdoorsman's pistol grip, and I put the basically adapter so I could use it with the quick release. So it just slides on and off. I'll show that in a second. And then the other thing I put in here is kind of my other Nalgene bottle. I used to just run 2 bigger Nalgenes, like I don't have right now, but that have just a Nalgene bottle with the human gear cap lid. And I used to just carry 2 of those, but I ran across this kind of on accident because I thought I was buying another cap lid. But it's basically from Hydro Pack. It's just a collapsible bottle. Durability wise, so far it's been okay. I don't know, it probably can't take a lot like a regular Nalgene, but usually I'm just running 1 Nalgene and don't need 2 of them full. But if I ever needed to, I could just stop, and I use a Sterapin, just Sterapin the water in 1 water bottle, put it in here, and then just fill it up and re-sterapin it. Then I think this is just a small Kifaru pullout, and this is kind of where I have battery chargers. Dark Energy Poseidon battery charger. I carry my iPhone cord with me, and then just the micro USB cord that comes with this, so I can charge my inReach. I can charge one of my headlamps. There's something else I can charge with it too. All my headphones, stuff like that. And then I have a couple extra batteries for the Sony. And then that's kind of what I've got there. And then always carry my inReach with me. This is a Black Diamond. I think it's the Storm, but it locks. One of the cool things about, I don't know how many other ones do it, but Black Diamond does for sure. You can lock the headlamp. So there's a bunch of different modes to it, but if you hold it down, this little blue light will flash. So it's going to be a lot harder to turn on inside your pack. And every time, if I use it and then I just shut it off quick and throw it in my lid or the pack, it's always on when I turn it on next time, so that's good. And then sterapin for water purification. That's pretty much the lid. Then just on here to the side, I have my tripod, and what I've been doing is I just leave the bottom and the top compression straps hooked up, and then I just stick the tripod on the side and run the center one around. I haven't had any problems with it trying to slide down or anything. The Muskeg does have these kind of sewn in sleeves here, but when it's so full, especially like a tripod leg, it'd be hard to get anything down there. When the bag's full, you could slip like extra arrows and stuff in there, no problem, but just the tripod leg is a little bit too big to fit in there when the bag is full. So I just keep those tight and then run the tripod like that. I haven't had any trouble with it. Easy on and off, doesn't really decompress anything. Although with the gear I have in here, this bag is stuffed full. And then here on the other side, I have, these are Black Diamond flick lock trekking poles. I do the same thing, keep the top and the bottom compression straps hooked up to taking the bag to the frame, and then the center one, I just hook onto these. As you can see here in the bottom, I do have this little sleeve. I do have the bottom of the trekking poles in there, but these are okay. They're not great. And then here on the top, all the Muskeg bags, I believe, ship with it up and over the top strap. And this is something that I really like for a couple of reasons. One being it's a perfect place to put your spotting scope. And I've done this before with other bags too that don't have an up and over the top strap. You just set the spotting scope on top and put your lid over the top of it and tighten down around it. And that works really good. This is a Swaro ATS 80 millimeter. Also have a 95 millimeter that kind of swap between. And then in the top, with the 5000 and 7000, there's tab loops on top to attach a belt pocket. But on the 2800, I guess there just wasn't space enough, so they just put a sewn in little pocket here basically, and I just put toilet paper in there and my car keys. I did last week anyways. And then on the back I have a medium belt pocket, the women's Jetstream beanie. For the girls, this is really slick because it has like a ponytail holder type thing, so it makes it so you can actually use these kind of like the guys do or short-haired girls do, and it works better. And then a schmag, I like put this over the top of my head when I'm glassing and kind of want to keep the sun out from around my eyes. And then a pair of the Cryptek, don't remember what these are called, but they're basically like mechanical gloves or mechanics gloves when you're going through tough terrain. And then on the back, there's basically a sewn in pocket that runs the length, and it fits a spotting scope perfectly when the bag's kind of in day mode, and I'll go through that in a second. But I just put my map in it. And you can put like other, notepads, whatever. So just uncompressing. I wouldn't really say compressing because this bag is completely full with what I've got in here. But then this it's kind of a side zipper, but a front zipper. Really nice to be able to get in and out of the bag. What I do is when I pack everything up, things that I think I might need on the way in, I'll try to get them towards that zip so I can, unzip it if I need to and grab, I know my rain gear's right here. I can grab my rain gear out the side, just things that I know I'll need. So the weather was really good while I was there. I checked it before I went up, and I also brought, just in my truck, I brought the Sitka Stormfront pants, just rain pants. But the rain jacket I used, because it really wasn't supposed to be raining, this is a First Light Vapor Stormlight. I really like that jacket. I'm just gonna unload from the top. Then MSR 6-liter dromedary bag, and this is basically my dirty bag. I just, out of the creek or whatever, I'll just fill it completely up and take it to camp or pack it to camp or whatever, and then I just use my Nalgene bottle and fill it up and use the Sterapin with it. If I was going to be there for a long time, you could just fill this up and then drop like MSR, the Aqua Tabs or Aqua Mira in here, and then that would purify the water. It just there's a little time weight on that you got to check on. And then kind of for my base layer, what I wore in was just actually a Rock Slide synthetic t-shirt is what I wore in. And then after I got in there, this is the new First Light. I believe this is the wick. I think they're supposed to be 150 weight. I shouldn't say because I'm not 100% sure. But it's just the merino top. I really like this configuration for just a solid base layer, so you can unzip it and kind of get a little bit more draft while you're hiking. So that was pretty much my base layer. And then cook kit. I still don't remember what this Kifaru pocket is called, but it holds my cook kit perfectly. It is a little nasty looking, but it's a GSI minimalist cup, and it kind of has a sippy cup lid, which is cool for putting coffee in sometimes. It's kind of a koozie, so it keeps like if you put coffee in, it keeps it warm. And then a Soto Windmaster stove. That setup's pretty good. Just the MSR, the long spoon, just a small fuel canister, and that's basically it. This is I don't know what it's called, a Fossil's bowl. This is actually a cup, but the sides fold in just like so, and you make a cup. Or like Aaron says, you can just make like a cutting board off of it if you need to. But it's kind of nice, especially when you're making dinner or whatever. I'll have coffee a lot of times when I'm making dinner, and just put coffee in there, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Then just kind of possibles kit, a few highlight things. I always carry this with me. This is the Taito Azula, or the SE Azula knife. It's just kind of a short little blade, super lightweight, just really comes in handy. An extra spoon, just because I've forgotten mine so many times. It's not good. Some paracord, just kind of your average survival stuff. Usually what I do is I have another headlamp in here, but since this trip was so short and I was kind of just going to be coming in and out, I didn't bring it, but it's the Black Diamond Revolt headlamp, which is basically a rechargeable headlamp. I keep that as my backup, and why I do that, people think I'm nuts because I kind of carry two backup headlamps. But I had a headlamp when we were sheep hunting this year that was a Black Diamond. Everything worked fine, the batteries were new, and I think something disconnected from the button, and it finally just quit. It quit turning on and off, and the only headlamp I had with me was the one that I keep in my bino pouch, which is a Petzl E-Light. I'll hit that in just a second. And it wasn't that much fun, so I usually always carry a usually carry a backup actual headlamp with me now. But this was a short trip, so I didn't. I started using, this is the insulated Q-core, Big Agnes Q-core. This is the petite one, and it's 20 inches by 66. So I'm basically 5'10", so my feet hang just a tiny bit off the end of it. Like, there's no extra room there. The width doesn't bother me, but it's really nice being able to save the weight, and it's still cushiony, it's comfortable. And if we're being honest, I thought I ordered the regular, and I guess I didn't. Then this is a Kifaru, I think this is like the extra small pull-out. And basically what I always have in here, like for overnight stuff, is I got this from Walmart, and if you can find these, they're really nice, but it's just like a flip out toothbrush. So you don't have to cut your handle in half. You have a full-size handle and it still collapses down, and then your brushes, bristles, whatever, don't get nasty. So that's fun. And then Wilderness Athlete's the good stuff, and kind of like Tylenol, Advil PM, Tylenol Extra Strength, stuff like that, and then an extra pair of merino socks. Always carry an extra pair of socks with me. It's a decent practice. And then food. This is the Kifaru. I think this is just the large. I don't think this is the extra large. And I basically put 4 days worth of food, like all the snacks, plus like freeze dried everything in this, and it fits in there. This all fits pretty tight, but it fits. And then I took the Hilleberg Nyack tent this trip. Another tent, if I'm going solo, would really be the Mega Tarp from Kifaru. Then this is the women's Kelvin down hoodie from Sitka Gear. It is the women's version. I'm 5'10", like I have kind of broad shoulders. I have a lot of trouble finding stuff in arm length. This is a large, and it fits me fairly well. It's a little tight in the shoulders, but for most women that probably won't be a problem. And then I have the Big Agnes 15 degree Lost Ranger bag. This is going to change to a Kifaru body bag pretty soon. Trying to think what else. Here on the side, I have a small belt pocket that has kind of my camera, one of my cameras in it. This is a Canon G7X Mark II, and I kind of rigged a scope cam, digiscoping adapter, and I have that adapter somewhere. I usually carry it in my binocular harness. I can screw it on, stick it on my spotting scope, and it works really well. And then just take pictures with it, take video. I do selfie stuff with it. Then here on the bottom of the bag, where it runs around and connects to the bottom of the frame, I have my chair. This is a Helinox Chair Zero. It weighs a pound exactly, I believe. And you just basically assemble that, stick your back on, and then you have a chair, which is really nice in camp. I use it a lot glassing. So there's that. Then, I guess while we're going over it, binocular harness. I've been kind of in limbo on going with 10s and a spotter for the hunt, or just going 15s. I only took 15s with me this trip. So the Swarovski 15 by 56. These things I did want to hit on because they are kind of cool. These are the Bino Bandit. I've only seen them like I got mine from Go Hunt. But they're called the Bino Bandit. And they basically just slip on over the top of your binoculars like so. and then it shades the sides of your eyes and the top of basically your forehead from the sun, which is really nice. And then if you don't want them, or you're putting them in your binocular harness or whatever, you can fold them back, and they haven't been obtrusive to me. Somebody asked me too if like if you're sweaty and worked up and you get to the top of the ridge and you stick them on and you put your eyes in them, if they close in enough heat to fog up. And I haven't had any troubles with that. But yeah, so those. And then in the front of my harness, I bring my Outdoorsman's Bino adapter for my 15s or for my 10s too. Digiscoping adapter basically. This is actually for my phone though. I don't think I have it with me. And then I just carry extra battery for my Sony and an extra battery for my Canon, also in the front pocket. And there's a lot more that you can fit there in the front pocket if you want. You could put a candy bar in there if you wanted. And then I have a fire starter, chapstick, a lighter in this side, and then a Petzl E-light in the other side. This is that other little kind of backup headlamp that's always in here. It's nice for like around camp or little things. But so that's basically what I took with me. I didn't really use any hunting specific things for the pants that I wore in. Were the cool Renegade pants. I wore that synthetic short sleeve rock slide t-shirt, a First Light pair of long compression socks, the La Sportiva Trango Cube boots, and that's pretty much it. Another thing, the Suunto Traverse Alpha watch. It's really nice to have, like, just you have sunrise, sunset, you can set alarms on there, get your elevation. That's really what it's nice for, is you can read your elevation and do specific waypoints and things like that. So this is a good watch, but it was very long-winded. But that's basically what I took with me to Colorado, mostly so you can see what it fit like inside the Muskeg 2800 pack from Kifaru with a lid. And now I guess quickly I'm just gonna throw everything in and kind of show you how I'm gonna run it for day hunting.